Okay, I thought I'd do a little video on the latest developments in the greenhouse. But first, I need to check if there's any other mushrooms growing around, because I noticed some of the mulch that we got, I had inoculated some soil a few years ago and started getting some, there we go, started getting some wine cap mushrooms that started popping out here. This experiment here is just an old tree stump that I inoculated with some grain, and I think some of it is taking, you can kind of see under there, that's blue oyster mushroom. Hopefully it'll produce something. There's the old greenhouse, operational for 9 years now. And we've got 66 degrees, around 24 Celsius. Nice, beautiful weather. Hopefully it got cool enough to get the mushrooms to start pinning. So here we are. Here is the Mint Biofilter. It's a flood and drain biofilter. It's multi-stage, it's patented, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. It does both biological, mechanical, and finally it does some scrubbing, because the roots of these plants scrub the water before it goes back into the fish tank. You can see the fish water is nice and clean. The other day they emptied the fish food container, and the water was cloudy for a few days. Over here we have some microgreens. I just put a few seeds in here. I'll be messing around with them more later. Over here is all the mushroom experiments. Up there is an evaporative cooling system that I need to restart. I'm going to take it down and reconnect it so that I can get some evaporative cooling over here to keep this area with higher humidity and lower temperature. This is the latest iteration. I've got an aquaponic flood and drain grow bed that's fully colonized, waiting for it to pop. I've got a mushroom block in there just sitting there. It looks like it's starting, hopefully, to pin. The weather might be too hot for this strain of mushrooms, so I might have to wait till the fall before they start popping. I've got 75 degrees, 90% humidity in there. And an interesting thing is this hose right here sucks the CO2 out of the mushroom chamber, which helps with the air exchange. So there's a little hose right there that you can't see that's connected to this air pump that runs the geyser pump for this filter, so it sucks out all the CO2 out of this mushroom chamber. Here is this is the other bed that has the wine cap mycelium that is fully colonized, which means, of course, when the temperature gets right, these like to fruit in colder temperature, we'll get some wine cap mushrooms. Now here's another experiment. It's a mulberry bush in a humidity tent with some blue oyster mycelium blocks inside of the grow bed. But I don't know if you can see there very well, but the two blocks are starting to fuse together with mycelium as the mycelium stretches from one block to the next. Over to the right there, it looks like I have some sort of mold, perhaps. But hopefully the mycelium will survive. This is a true battle, like in nature. You know, this greenhouse is dirty. There's trike, there's mold, there's everything. And this is really survival of the fittest. and hopefully these colonized mushroom blocks will survive. Okay, here we have the fish, and they're all doing well. I stopped feeding them for a few days because they ate so much food that they got the water really polluted. And then over here, we have our composting system. Nothing gets wasted in this greenhouse. The only output is super rich, biologically rich soil, because we have a compost bed here that has worms that are going crazy on this compost. I just ordered some black soldier flies, which are going to get into the mix. Typically, the black soldier flies stay on the top part, and the worms stay lower. The black soldier flies like the hotter temperature, so the worms will typically go further down to stay cool. So this is, everything gets composted. And I need to put the cover back. This is just to keep bugs and stuff away. And then this cover, painted white, is to keep the composting system cool. After the black soldier flies arrive, this little ramp right here gets put over here so that when the black soldier flies crawl out, they fall into the fish tank in order to become fish food. So let's see what the temperature is today. We're almost at 80 degrees in here. It looks like around 68 or so. And then what I will do is I will end with a little dip in the pond. So here we go. Hopefully the camera will still work. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Appreciate everybody, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week.